means we are getting fit with Carin von Olst.
Yes, and today we're working our pecs, which to me as a female sounds kind of funny, but how important is that versus men, and what is all involved with this?
And well, the chest, you know, like a lot of girls always ask me, does that mean that things are going to grow there? And
Right.
I always remind them that breast tissue really, you know, does not consist of muscles.
So that chant doesn't work, Carin? You can't say we must increase our bust?
Not in the bust.
No.
Well, let me just let our viewers know that the pectoral are a big muscle group, and there's the major and there's the minor. So I get a little confused. Can you just kind of show us which is which?
The major is like right here, and the minor is underneath there. So,
okay.
But most importantly, also when you're working the chest, is to remember that you also work your back, because if you're working your chest too much, your shoulders are going to hunch forward, and if you look in the gym, a lot of people that lift very heavy weights, they're gonna have a little bit of a hunchback. So whenever you work your pectoralis major and minor, make sure you also work your posterior deltoids and your upper back, like I showed you last week.
Okay. Let me ask you one quick question, because when you're working your biceps or your back, you know, you're always looking for definition, you know what it looks like, and when a guy works out his pecs, you know what it looks like when he does. But for a female, what are you looking for?
Yes.
But you're looking for in as of musculature, well, how you see if you're going to make changes, is that what you mean?
Yeah, like what
and still look feminine.
Feminine, okay, well, like I said, you know, you're going to see the definition mostly right in here for females.
Right here.
So if you're very flat-chested, that's where you're going to see some changes. And that's about it.
It gives you a little more cleavage.
Yeah, cleavage, middle.
Does it help give you lift too? Can it help make you?
No.
No? Doesn't help lift.
I'm going to be honest.
You got to get a plastic surgery for that. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the video from your workout.
Yes. Look, I'm amazed every time I look at you, Carin. That body is unbelievable.
It's a push-up on the bozu, which gives it a nice little balance.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of balancing.
That looks hard.
How can the chest workout actually improve your posture? I was curious about that.
Well, it can improve your posture. Like I said, you also continue to work on the balance between the back and the chest. But by keeping your chest up and elevated, you'll have a better posture as you walk around.
And that's suspended training, right?
That's correct. So the suspended training utilizes your own body weight to increase or decrease the intensity of your workout. And the nice thing about that is that you also work on balance and core strength, and it's very functional because you work on more than one plane at a time.
Carin, are there some risks associated with suspended training though?
Absolutely. If you have some pre-existing shoulder conditions, I would really recommend you be very careful. Either way, you should start off with just once a week on that. And have somebody watch you and read the directions very carefully.
Well, now, as we look at you now, of course, you are on that's called the Swiss ball, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so why would you want to add that to your chest workout?
Well, for example, you can see how you can go on a nice range of motion going down, and also you're adding the element of core and balance to it.
So your abs are working, right?
Yes, exactly. So it's a nice addition to just a plain chest workout.
And when you're doing that chest press, I noticed on the Swiss ball, you're doing it alternating one arm at a time. Is it better to alternate versus doing them both at the same time?
It's just a nice variation, which is why I wanted to show it to you, because people always do the plain barbell or dumbbell lift, but it's nice to do an alternating one, and then you get to add, like I said, some more core strength and functional strength as well.
And you also don't get as bored when you switch it up a little bit.
Exactly.
And I like the options, and the variety makes a big difference. What about when you were doing stuff on the benches? I noticed you were different inclines on different exercises. Does that make a big difference?
Yes, absolutely. When you do a decline bench press, you get a little bit deeper on your chest, whereas if you do an incline, it's more up in the upper chest. But remembering that, you got to watch always out for your shoulders. Because if you go deep and heavy, you're going to get some shoulder impingement. So I actually find it more useful to use barbells.
Okay. Now, if you're not as well endowed as some of us,
you're not
like
as chesty.
And so when you do these chest exercises, you worry about, you don't want to get the manly look because you already feel like you're kind of there. So what do you recommend as far as, because you want that balance, you want the good posture, you want to balance all over your entire body, so that way, you know. But what do you recommend so that you don't get too manly, muscular looking?
Thank you for asking, because I'm curious as well.
The better thing to do then is stay with lighter weights and do a lot of reps. So for example, rather than 3 sets of 8 to 12 heavy, you would do 1 set of 20.
1 set of 20.
And just keep it light and stay with, you know, a lot of repetitions.
Very good.
You'd have to add a lot of weight to really get big muscles.
Okay.
Sometimes people get a little nervous about that.
Big muscles here.
But at the same time, you don't want to, you know, that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to do chest, I don't want to do chest, but you want to have the balance, don't you? Because it can be bad for your back or whatever.
Look at Carin. I mean, she's like sexy, beautiful, womanly, feminine, and muscular. It's the perfect combo.
Well, you have to add a lot of weight to really get a lot of muscle. Otherwise, we have a lot of bodybuilders in the world, I think. You know, if it was that easy to get big.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. And how many times a week would you recommend we do chest exercises?
Well, you know, we talked about that last week, and it depends how many times you're going to work out in a week.
Sure.
If you decide you're going to go to the gym 6 days a week, then you could cut it up in, say, 3 body parts per day and alternate those. So you do back, triceps, and say shoulders one day, and then legs, biceps, and whatever you did, chest the other day. So something like that. So, but if you only go 3 times a week, then I would say do the full body, but a lot lighter, you know, on the whole entire day. Skip a day and then do it again, something like that.
We have to remind viewers that you did tell us that if you really are looking to lose weight, 6 days of cardio is what you recommend.
Yes, 6 days of cardio. Yeah, and cut it up, you know, don't do it all in the gym. You can go outside, but if you want to make changes, you got to work hard all the time.
You got to get that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Heart pumping and that heart rate up. Now, one question before, I know we're going to get to the exercise in it. When we do the push-ups for the chest, do you want the wider or do you want in or out?
It's a very good question. If you do the narrow grip, you're going to add some triceps to the picture and shoulders. If you do the wider grip, you're going to focus more on chest and shoulders.
Oh, good. Well, you know what? I have an idea. Move this coffee table. Let's work out with Carin after the break. Let's make it happen. I'm ready.